it's me. I don't have Adele stuck in my head at all. It's shameful. It really is. But okay. That's me. I like Adele. Adele's great. So moving on from the Adele silliness, I am doing another vlog, as you can see. This is the second vlog. Hopefully not the last. We'll soon see. But I thought it was about time you had another book review. So we're doing another book review. I have read another book. Ish. I say ish because the book that I'm about to review isn't a book that is on sale, and it probably won't ever be unless the lovely Peter Riley decides for some reason to publish it, which I doubt he'd be allowed to do for copyright, but I will explain why soon. Before I do that, I'm just going to mention some books that I'm in the middle of reading, so if you feel that the book reviews have been a bit light, they're coming. They're all going to hit you all at once. Because that's what I do. I read lots of books all at once and then cry because I can't remember the plots. So the ones that are probably coming in the next 2 to 3, maybe 4 weeks at a very push are Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close by Jonathan Safran Foer, The Lays of Marie de France, which are beautiful, and I am so close to being finished. You will probably get that early next week. Probably. Ish. And the other one that I've basically finished, and I don't know why I never finished it, was The Book Thief by Markus Zusak, which is an incredible book, absolutely incredible, and you will get a review on that very soon. So for today, the book that is not on sale that I am reviewing is My Approaches to Criticism Handbook. Now, I understand that this will now feel pointless because you can't buy this book. I'm sorry. However, you can buy what is in it. So because of that, I thought it would be useful. Also, the whole point of the 61 Text for 2006 challenge is for me to achieve a goal. My goal is to read lots of books and get ideas that I can hopefully share with you and make some of the texts that you might look at more interesting. It's quite cool to look at Hector's Search for Happiness, for example, that we reviewed from a different perspective, especially something like race or colonialism. I think they're really great for that. So this book's my saving grace in the way that I'm going to do that. On hearing the word criticism, you have probably gone, no, I'm going. That's fine, go, I don't mind. But I want to urge you to listen if you are somewhat interested or just because you feel like you should, which is also okay. The actual blog post is going to be longer and it's going to go through the harder stuff. It's going to split it into sections, the things for everyone, things for people that got specific interests, so either feminism or post-colonialism, that type of thing, and then the hard stuff and where I can lead you if you're struggling and studying at the moment and looking for other things, or just generally. This vlog is just going to give you a couple of my favourite bits that I think some people should read. I'm not necessarily going to refer to the essays though. One of the writers that we have in our book is Cleanth Brooks, a formalist critic who also happened to be my poem teacher's father's dissertation reader, which is wonderful and very exciting. He is a formalist critic, which is a type of criticism where you sort of look at a book or poem for what it is on the page. You don't really consider context or biography, so the author. It's quite a simple theory to grasp, and a lot of people read books in that way, but he makes a really good argument for something that is now quite out of fashion, and it's a very simple argument to read in The Formalist Critics. You can get this in a library, borrow it or find it online, I think, maybe. So if you're interested, have a look. Another writer who, of course, I'm going to say is fabulous because I did psychology A-level is lovely Sigmund Freud. Freud is a particular favourite of mine. But in this we have a really good essay called The Uncanny, and that essay goes through the uncanny, obviously, but looks at a book called The Sandman. If you've ever read it and wanted to have a slightly different take on it, I would urge you to read this essay. And for the final one that I'm going to bring up now, it's Saussure. Now, a lot of people don't know about Saussure. I certainly didn't before I started this course. But I think he's really interesting, and his article from Course in General Linguistics from 1915, and the section that we have is chapter 3. His full name is Ferdinand de Saussure, just to say, and he goes through words, which I think is really cool. He's not a difficult read. He comes with some challenging ideas from the post-structuralist stance, but if you're interested in just reading about words and how insignificant they are, he's great, because he talks about how a word means something because that's what we've been told it means. So this is a hairbrush, but I mean, I could turn around and go, this is a fork, and if you'd never heard a fork or a hairbrush, you'd associate this with a fork, which it's not. And it's talking about signs and signifieds, so words and what they mean. So if you're interested in that, have a look. It's a really cool essay, and I'm sure that's something you can find in a library as well, or maybe online if you have subscription to Lit Online, for instance, or JSTOR, which if you're at university you probably definitely have. And if you're wanting to procrastinate from revision and you don't do literature, I think it's definitely a really interesting read. So go for that. That is all I'm going to say about the literary criticism stuff for now, because I think it can be quite tough, and hearing me talk about it probably doesn't help much without them in front of you. But I definitely recommend having a read of the blog, and if you find some little nugget you find interesting, follow up, because researching is great and learning new things. Every day is a school day, to quote my old psychology teacher. So if you're interested, go for it. And the only other thing I'd like to say in this vlog is that if you have any book recommendations, please put them in the comments, or tweet me, or Facebook me, or post on Tumblr. The only one I don't have is Instagram, and I'm sure you can contact me in one of those various ways. Get involved, give me some recommendations. I like to read, and I'd love to read what you're reading, so I hope you have a wonderful day. I've forgotten how it felt before the world fell at our feet. There's such a difference